The process of descendant transmutation of bodies. Like the mother's womb that bears and nourishes the flesh body of her young baby, the heart and its spreading scope contain and foster the chi body and the electric body. When the young baby gets chi and blood powers strong enough for himself to live outside his mother's womb in the natural world, he needs to move out of the womb. Thus, the length of pregnancy is not necessarily the same to all babies. This is the same to the chi body and the electric body, both of which are constituted within the spreading scope of the heart, the invisible area that contains and nourishes the chi body and the electric body. When chi body and electric body get strong enough to animate and operate outside the extent of the heart, they get out from the flesh body and surpass the spreading scope of the heart. The light body is alike. This body is constituted by the light of the mind, thanks to the two functions and capabilities of the thinking mind and the intelligence mind. This substance, character, and character's energy create the light body. And when the light body gets enough energy and active power, it radiates and spreads out from the mind and beyond the spreading scope of the mind. In summary, mother's womb contains and fosters the flesh body. The flesh body contains and nourishes the liquid body. The heart forms, contains, and fosters the chi body and the electric body. The mind constitutes, contains, and fosters the light body. When baby's flesh body gets out of his mother's womb, it lives in the natural world, operating with the 5 natural sense organs, and it then forms the heart and the mind. When the electric body gets out of the spreading scope of the heart, it causes a great but unharmful detonation right in the brain. The electric body moves and operates in the supernatural world with the super sense organs, which then constitute the super heart and the super mind. When the light body spreads out of the spreading scope of the mind, it operates in the supernatural world with the sacred sense organ, and simultaneously the super mind appears, connecting with the cosmic character. The process of operating functions of the bodies is marked by the following developments. First, the body spreads out, then the sense organs, super sense organs, or the sacred sense organ begin to operate. The sense organ that contacts with the new world in the closest way starts operating first. Specifically, in the flesh body, the sense of touch begins first, then the mouth, the nose, the ears, the eyes, in this order. Take newborn babies. First of all, their skin contacts with the temperature, then their mouth cries, then come exhalation and inhalation. Then they can hear, and at last they can see. The electric body gets 3 super senses. The super senses of smelling, hearing, and seeing. The super sense of smelling operates first, through which it can perceive the electric, purest, intense fragrance of flowers. Then come the other 2 super sense organs. The spreading of other kinds of body occurs, 1. At the death of the flesh body, other kinds of body spread out of it. Any body that gets enough power to operate will animate, and however, its powers are still weak. For example, if one behaves almost with feelings during one's life, then when his flesh body is lifeless, the chi body will spread out from it. If one always lives with virtues, then the electric body is formed right in his flesh body. When the flesh body dies, the electric body detaches from the corpse. 2. By the excessive powers of one kind of body over the others during the life of the flesh body. A. This abundance of powers comes from the nourishment of the heart, the character, and the mind, and the nourishment of those sacred substances which constitute different kinds through exercises and training, and from customary performance of virtues and Tao's characters in one's way of living. B. This abundance of powers also comes from the genuinely void state of the heart and the mind, in permanent rapture. The most powerful body spreads out by itself from the flesh body. Anyone who wants to enter the life must know how to nourish all kinds of body, chi body, electric body, and light body. The heart is an infinite space that nourishes chi body and the electric body, provided that the heart is genuinely void, or that there is the animation of the sacred substances in two corresponding worlds. The mind is an infinite space that nourishes the light body. A. When the heart is in motion, the electric power, the thoughts, engenders feelings, i.e., the electric power produces chi and chi spreads out. For that reason, one's power is reduced. In terms of physiological phenomena, the inner power is electric, which produces chi, feelings, and feelings transmute descendantly into sensations, blood, external power. As a result, the inner powers ruin. B. Oppositely, the genuinely void heart gathers electric power. The longer the heart is kept in the genuinely void state, the more the electric power increases. C. When the heart animates with virtues, this animation gets the non-doing or deedless character and the supernature in the two natural great and small worlds. Therefore, the electric power increases until the heart becomes genuinely void, then the electric body spreads out. D. If one kind of power animates in a small world corresponding to the same kind of the cosmic world, this power will not decrease, but increase instead. For example, when chi of a viscous animates in the chi system in the flesh body, the chi's power does not ruin. In physiological terms, this is feeling animating in the chi system. Since this feeling produces no sensation, chi's powers is not reduced, but increases instead. Young children get feelings, but their pure feelings do not come from thoughts producing sensations. Therefore, their chi's power increases. If electric in the heart animates without producing any feeling or sensation, the power of electric thus is not reduced, but on the contrary, it increases. Thus, the animation of genuine virtues gets the specific non-doing character in the supernatural small world, through which the electric power gathers in the heart. If the observing mind can perceive the animation of a genuine virtue, the electric power and the light gather and increase. This is thanks to the catalysis by the light. If an extremely mighty and high energy like the light producing feelings, chi, and sensations, blood, i.e., a supernatural energy engenders natural powers, it loses its energy. For example, when the thinking mind forms a thought related to sensual pleasures of the flesh body, the light originates chi, then blood, liquid, hence a reduction of the light. The amount of reduced energy correlates with the intensity and duration of feelings and sensual pleasures. On the contrary, there are thoughts that involve no reduction, which are those about Tao's characters and virtues. They increase the brightness of the light. One's invisible organs lead him into other worlds of the cosmos by transmuting ascendantly through many kinds of body. The flesh body contains and nourishes the liquid body through the liver, the lungs, and the heart. The flesh body and the liquid body animate around the earth, i.e., in the natural world, without using the chi stabilizing system as in spacecrafts. The heart contains and nourishes the chi body with the invisible powers of liquid blood, namely Hồn, Vía, and Thân. The heart contains and nourishes also the electric body with the electric power of the brain and the nervous system through the substance, character, and character's energy of electric in many aspects. The chi body animates in the natural world and the electric body in the supernatural world. The mind contains and nourishes the light body, which animates in the supernatural world. The sunlight contains a lighter substance, the light. Besides the light, there are other substances in latency, electric, chi, and liquid. Man's body has many systems that can collect and maintain these substances from the sunlight. But only the brain can contain and collect the light, the origin of all life's powers. There are a few exceptional cases where a corpse remains intact for a long time because, in fact, the brain still has the life, still maintains the light. This is one of the cases of genuinely void state. The genuinely void state is the condition of being void in which all powers and energies gather most mightily in a completely static state. The genuinely void body, the body that contains no sensation, for instance, in sleep or rapture. At this moment, the refined power reaches its highest level. The genuinely void heart, chi power, and the electric power reach their climax. Consequently, the refined power is also reinforced. The genuinely void mind, electric power, and the light come to the highest point. Thus, chi power and refined power increase accordingly. The increase of inner powers in genuinely void state results from the catalysis by the light of the intelligence mind. Only the light of the intelligence mind gets strong enough power to influence all transmuted forms of inner powers. All inner powers, energies of the four sacred substances, animate in the three small worlds of the body, the heart, and the mind. 1. The light of the mind turns inwards to the body. A. The light combines with dark fluid. Both become the invisible power of dark fluid or Hồn. This power corresponds with the invisible power of yin liquid in the cosmos. B. The light combines with dark fluid and chi. The three elements constitute the invisible power of dark fluid and chi, Hồn and Vía. They correspond with the invisible power of yin liquid, yang chi, and yin chi in the cosmos. C. The light combines with red blood and forms the invisible power of red blood, Thân. It corresponds with the invisible powers of yang liquid and yin chi in the cosmos. D. The light combines with yang chi and yin chi. All constitute the invisible power of chi, called Vía. It corresponds with the invisible powers of yang chi and yin chi in the cosmos. 2. The light of the mind turns to the inner heart. The light combines with the electric of the genuinely void heart, resulting in the invisible power of the electric body, the soul. Its power corresponds with the invisible power of electric in the cosmos. When the light of the mind continues to turn inwards, the supersense organs develop the capabilities of the electric body and constitute the supermind. 3. Yang light and yin light of the mind gather into one, unique. They constitute the invisible energy of the light and become the light body. The sacred sense begins to operate, and immediately the super-mind functions. All Taoismen, Tao's teachers, saints, supermen use the light of their mind and turn it inwards in order to train, practice, and live with Tao, so as to evolve, to transmute their bodies. By transmuting into other bodies, chi body, electric body, light body, from their flesh body, they can enter and operate in the other cosmic worlds. One's mother gives birth to his flesh body, but one must perform the transmutation of bodies by himself. This change results from his way of living and method of practice or training. The transmutation of bodies can be performed in many ways. 1. By the cessation of the sacred substances. 2. By the activities related to the character and the character's energy of the sacred substances. And 3. By constant faith. The steadfast trust strengthens the light of the mind. When this reinforcement combines with the cosmic light, all kinds of body are transmuted. Any sacred substance or any sacred power that moves is life's power. The state of moving shows its intensity. Any sacred substance or any sacred power that animates in static state is the life. The two functions of being moving and static in man can be directed and controlled by the mind. If the mind does not direct the refined power, this power is kept inactive. If the mind does not order the four limbs to move, the refined power is not moving, thus it produces no power's intensity. If the mind wants to energize the heart, the light of the mind affects the electric in the heart. The electric power produces its intensity in feelings. In short, the mind directs all sacred substances and all sacred powers, external and inner powers. Or the mind can command and order them through the two functions of being moving and static. If the mind makes them moving, they transmute descendantly. But if the mind directs them to be in static state, they transmute ascendantly. Average people make powers transmute descendantly, but Tao's men, Tao's teachers, saints, supermen, besides the descendant transmutation, also know how to transmute those powers ascendantly. Genuine Tao and right Tao teach followers to transmute their powers ascendantly by applying methods of physics or by following Tao's course. Methods of physics direct the intensity of all powers to stop fluctuating, i.e., make all life's powers stop, then the life appears. In other words, when the 5 natural and supernatural elements are controlled to stop, yang and yin appear. That means the moment there are no production and suppression among the 5 natural elements, the perpetual life appears. Yang and yin in man is the perpetual life mixing into the original source of transmutations of the divine cause, which animates in the cosmos. Tao's course directs the mind and the soul towards the Creator. Then the mind and the soul can communicate with the divine super-mind, and these miraculous organs return to the origin of the perpetual life. Despite being of the same nature, each mind gets its own capability. The mind directs refined power. The supermind conducts superpower, chi power, and mystic power, electric power. The supermind commands the cosmic energy, the light. The mind controls and directs external power, or outer power. The supermind and the supermind control and direct inner powers. Contemporary applied sciences mostly show and teach fundamental results of the descendant transmutation, but have not yet employed the ascendant transmutation. Scientists know and use the moving effect, but have not yet known how to use the static effect. Therefore, man has gone outward far off, but has not yet turned inwards to the supernatural and supernatural worlds in his small cosmos. Virtues and taos are related to sciences. To be more exact, supernatural and supernatural sciences, which are constituted by the supermind and the supermind. 1. Is it possible that man becomes the master of the invisible powers of the sacred substances, and with which organ in his body that man can direct these powers? Man is really the master of the invisible powers, and he uses his mind to direct them. 2. The invisible powers are the inner powers. Then, how can we know where the movement of these powers resides and in which organs in order to direct them? Man can know the movement of the inner powers and can increase them by exercising, training, or by performing virtues and taos characters. Using vegetables. Fruits and vegetables contain more fragrance, qi, than flavor. They nourish better the invisible power of dark fluid. Hone in vegetarians becomes much stronger than that in those who consume meat and fish. Rosy complexion shows that hone is strong. Radiating and bright eyes reveal mighty thân. Regulating one's breath is to nourish the invisible powers of red blood and of qi. Consequently, thân becomes mighty. The hairs on the head and the skin are slick. Thân is strong. The whites of the eyes are clear and bluish. Liquid body appears. Controlling the heart is to neutralize stresses and troubles. Qi becomes moderate. The breaths are in harmony. When qi is moderate, via is strong. The longer one's exhalation from the inner breath is, the more powerful via is. When yang qi and yin qi gather in the inner side of the body, via and qi body spread out from the flesh body. The genuinely void heart, genuine virtues. Electric is well regulated. This is the animation of yang, yin, human electric. Thanks to this state, qi and blood are regular. Therefore, the body enjoys genuine fortunes. The soul is mighty, and the electric body spreads out of the flesh body. The genuinely void mind. The light is well regulated. The mind is wholly illuminated. The light body appears. The body is constituted by yang light and yin light. The super mind is the brightness of the light. The super mind gets mixed with the divine cause and gets to know thoroughly. How can we know where these powers move and in which organs that they animate in order to control and direct them? The invisible powers are constituted from the inner powers. All their development comes from the inside. Blood uses the heart as its basis. The heart uses its beats, powerful or feeble, as its fundamental element. The heartbeats use breaths as their basis. The breaths use the inner breaths as their origin. The inner breaths create pure qi, which transmutes ascendantly into human electric. Qi uses the three frontal parts containing qi as its basis. The three frontal parts use the lower frontal one as their basis. The lower frontal part uses genuine qi as its source. The genuine qi uses the genuinely void heart as its origin. A. The lower frontal part nourishes genuine qi. It eliminates toxin from blood and increases refined power. Genuine qi extends one's longevity. One of its signs is a healthy digestion system. B. Breathing with the frontal lower part makes the heartbeat soft but powerful and steady. When genuine qi is well regulated at the frontal lower part by the light of the mind, thân and vía become more powerful. C. The frontal lower part is where yang qi and yin qi unite through inner breaths. Electric uses the nervous system as its basis. The nervous system uses the genuinely void state of the heart as its basis. The genuinely void heart uses the observing mind as its origin. Light uses the brain as its basis. The brain uses the mind as its basis. The mind uses its brightness as its source. The brightness exists in the intelligence mind. Ultimately, the intelligence mind is the origin of all voluntary transmutations and changes in man's body. The three specific characters of pureness, uncleanness, and toxicness of the four sacred substances, their influences in the three small worlds, and their intercommunicated influences on the three cosmic worlds. When a lighter substance, i.e. having mightier power, starts to remove the heavier substances, i.e. having weaker powers, are influenced by the former's descendant transmutation. If the lighter, moving substance gets a pure nature, its influenced substances are pure too. If the substance gets an unclean nature, so are its influenced substances. If the substance gets a toxic nature, so are its influenced substances. For example, if the light is pure, all related substances of electric, qi, and liquid are pure too, thanks to this descendant transmutation of the light. Take this specific example in one's way of living. If the mind gets a decent, good thought, then through its influence, the heart produces virtues, and the flesh body already contains the source of fortunes. The communicated influences of the pureness, uncleanness, and toxicness in the three small worlds and the three cosmic worlds are as follows. Pureness. One receives favors of the movements which pour abundantly into one's mind, heart, and body. The mind receives revelation. The heart can see and hear beforehand omens and signs as the means to evolve the supermind. Accordingly, the body is healthy and can avoid natural or man-made disasters. Uncleanness. One must experience bad lucks, which he has to try hard to overcome. Toxicness. One inevitably encounters natural calamities and unexpected man-made dangers and harms. In any small world that the toxicness exists, one encounters the calamities belonging to the corresponding cosmic world. If the toxicness exists in any sacred substance, other small worlds must be influenced by it. The basis to train the ascendant transmutation in order to enter into the life. With body, the blood stops its descendant transmutation and instead transmutes ascendantly into qi. Qi stops its descendant transmutation, instead transmutes ascendantly into electric, and electric ceases its descendant transmutation and changes its nature into the light. Finally, the light stops the function of descendant transmutation and becomes the perpetual life. The blood stops its descendant transmutation. A. By the procedure of abstaining from eating. blood transmutes ascendingly into Qi. B. By the cause to stop the light, electric, and Qi from moving, then the blood changes into Qi. Genuine breathing. Qi stops moving and thus transmutes ascendingly into electric. Genuine heart. The heart animates in the void state, then electric ceases moving, but transmutes into the light and gathers in the mind. Genuine mind, pure mind. The mind animates in the void state. The light of the mind ceases its descendants' transmutation and changes into the perpetual life, i.e., to become the light of the super mind spreading into the cosmos. So far, there have been 3 common ways of training to obtain the ascendant transmutation, i.e., from one substance to a lighter one with mightier power. For instance, Qi is lighter than blood. Qi's power is mightier than that of blood. Electric is lighter than Qi. The former's power is stronger and moves faster than Qi does. The light is lighter than electric, therefore it is mightier than electric, and its speed is absolute. 1. Performing the ascendant transmutation by narrowing the circuit of one substance, such as confining Qi's circuit in order to transmute Qi into electric. 2. Performing the ascendant transmutation by putting the function or the transmuted parts into ascendant transmutation, such as stopping the animation of the heart in order to concentrate electric in the heart and to expand the spreading scope of the heart, which leads electric to transmute into the light. 3. Performing the ascendant transmutation by using the mind to consider thoughtfully an invisible object, for example, the Creator, or using the mind to think of an invisible subject. The function of thinking animates permanently and reaches the extremely static state when the light of the mind radiates and gets mixed with the origin of descendant transmutations. This method is suitable to only a few people who can think enduringly. Man's life is a succession of activities full of pleasures, joys, and gaiety in harmony with the cosmic movement in evolution. If we separate these activities from the movement, they may be delayed or may precede the movement. This desynchronization makes one unable to communicate with the movement in one's way of living, and as a result, many disasters and calamities will originate from the body. If man operates and lives with the same tempo of the cosmic movement, his life conforms to the divine energy, the divine mechanism, and the divine cause. If the body conforms to the nature and the divine energy, it enjoys genuine fortunes. If the heart is in tune with the supernature and the divine mechanism, it receives genuine virtues. If the mind suits with the supernature and the divine cause, it gets genuine Tao. In man's body, all of the 3 small worlds, body, heart, mind, must be activated so as to evolve. Therefore, the body needs exercise, and the heart and the mind need nourishment. Anyone who wants to practice and live Tao must know the relationship, conformity between the 3 small worlds and the 3 cosmic worlds. In man, each small world gets many miraculous organs that connect to each corresponding world in the cosmos. The supernatural small world is related to the supernatural cosmic world and belongs to the mind, supermind in the head. The related organs are the brain and the sacred sense organ. The supernatural small world is related to the supernatural cosmic world and is located in the head. in the body. It belongs to the heart, the genuine heart, and the super heart. Its related parts are the brain, the nervous system, and the super sense organs. The natural small world is related to the natural cosmic world, both inside and outside of it, and to the whole body. The body includes the flesh body, liquid body, and chi body. The related organs are the brain, the nervous system, the 5 natural sense organs, the cells, all parts in the inside and outer surface of the body. Summary of the relationship between cosmos and man. The supernatural world in the cosmos has its counterpart in man as the supernatural small world, which include the head, mind, supermind, supermind, and other parts of brain, sacred sense organs. Sacred sense organ. The supernatural world in the cosmos, with its counterpart in man, the supernatural small world, and this supernatural small world includes the head, inside the body, the heart, genuine heart, super heart. Related parts are the brain, the nervous system, and the super sense organs. In the cosmos, the natural world has its counterpart in man, which is the natural small world. This natural small world involves the whole body, inside and outside, the flesh body, the liquid body, and chi body, and related parts of brain, nervous system, the 5 natural sense organs, cells, i.e. all parts in the inside and outer surface of the body.